Hello guys. In the last video we saw that what is a stash and we understood is it conceptually. In this video we will try to see it practically that how we can make use of stash and how we can stash pop our code which should not go into the repository. So let's begin with looking at the repository that we have for our series. So here we are on our master branch on Git, and we are trying to change code here on this level. So I have opened it in VS Code for making some changes. So let's say we had, just to recall, we had some git concepts.java. We had one file called helper.java, and we have a book printer.java. Let's say we want to make another capability to this class, and we want to print some other bird. Yeah, print bird, and here I would say that bird will be printed, and we are done with this change. And in the helper, we had some problem. Imagine that we had a problem and we wanted to debug it, and we placed another method here and saw that print debug information. Yeah, so debug information, just to identify that this code should not go into the repository. I am also making one comment, which is anyway commented code should not go into the repository as per the best practices. So what we have right now, we have changed git concepts, added one new method which should go into the repository, and we have something in the helper class which should not go into the repository. Yeah. Then we go to the git extensions tool and see that there is no change. Okay, let me change the repository. Maybe I am on user 2. So yeah, in user 2 we have made the changes. So if we try to see the commit, we see that the change we have made, it is identified by git extensions. Now suppose, no, not suppose, we know that this method should not go into the repository. Yeah. So what we do, we say manage stashes. And we know that this helper change should not go into the repository. So we say stash selected changes. It is stashed. And now if we close the dialog box, we say that we see that only one file is shown as changed by git extensions, and that is git concepts.java. So but where does the other file go? It is there, but it is not uh, shown to git that it is changed. And if you see carefully, we have a stash here, which is here, and we can also see that what is there in the stash. Yeah. So this is the stash commit, which if it is not visible to you, what you can do is view, and there is one option called let me think, show all branches. So whenever you take this branch, the stash commit will also be shown to you. Yeah. So we are able to see that a stash is here. We can also see it from here that one of the stash is here. This is the name of the stash. which is here, and one file is there which is yet not stashed, which means this file is changed and this should be committed. So whenever we want to commit it, we can do the same whatever we have been doing earlier, and I would uh, make a commit message, add a new method, print word, and I would say commit. So we see that in the master branch we have committed our new method, which is good, and there is no change. Yeah. Now let's suppose we go to our VS Code. So this is fine. And in the helper class, if you remember, we added one debug uh, information method, which is not here. And if we want to make that change again, it is fine. But we have stashed that change into Git extensions. And what we can do, we can say stash pop. So what it will do, whatever change we have put into the stash, it will apply again to our local file. And you see that stash commit is not visible anymore because there is no stash anymore, and the change has been come into the local file. We can also verify it in VS Code that our method is back. So this is how we can make use of a stash and a stash pop. There is also a shortcut here, which is a stash. Instead of going to the manage stash and picking up the file which needs to be stashed, if we are sure that everything which is changed on our local needs to be stashed, we can just say stash, and everything will be every change on the local system will be stashed, and then we can make use of a stash pop to get it back. Yeah. I hope this makes it clear how uh, we can use the feature of stashing in Git using Git extensions tool. So once again, we can stash and then stash pop, stash and then stash pop, and it works like a stack. Then and that we discussed in our previous video, that if we stash and do stash and do stash and again, then stash A, stash B, stash C will be in this order in the stack. And when we say command stacks stash pop, and then the last one which have gone into the stack will come out first. Yeah. Thank you guys. If you like the video, please do like, subscribe, and comment if you want to ask anything. It encourages me to make more videos. Thank you. Happy getting. Bye bye.